Hello everyone. Today I just want to explain you about VPC. Um, it's one of the most important services in AWS. Okay, so AWS VPC. Let us have a brief look about this. EC2 service is one of the most important services in AWS. So how VPC helps EC2 servers and how we create an EC2 instance. Okay, VPC comes under networking. Okay, we just go and look what is VPC and what is actually it does. Okay, so VPC, the box you're seeing, the out boundary, this box is VPC. Okay, and the small boxes inside the VPC are called subnets. Okay, you just think blindly something like this big box. The box is a VPC. VPC means it's related to networking. Okay, when you think about networks and network systems, you just have a look about this video. I'll just in the next video I'll just explain you briefly about these things. Okay, now you just understand what I'm telling you. Okay, fine. This is a VPC. Okay, VPC. Okay, VPC means virtual private cloud. So these are the small subnets inside the VPC. Okay, uh, what does they help and what does they do actually? I'll explain you clearly. Okay, what does they do and how to create the VPC and what is the use of this VPC? Okay, fine. I'll just explain you clearly. Uh, if you are looking about a big boundary of outside, this is a VPC. Let's think about this is a Ford or a Tata VPC. Tata VPC. Okay, Tata company has a VPC. Tata company has some network systems. Okay, Tata has some steels. Tata Steels. Okay, Tata Salt and Tata Motors. Okay, and Tata has TCS also. ID. Fine. Let's think about this. Uh, this is a Tata company. Tata has a VPC. Okay. I'm just telling you I'm giving you example about the VPC. Okay, fine. So the thing is, so they had a VPC network system in the central organization, and they had some organizations, some small uh, other businesses in their own sector with the same starting name of Tata. So what it actually do? Okay, fine. So mm, they had some information, right? They had their own servers. So the subnets is this thing about the subnets. What does the subnets useful? I'll just create a instance and I'll let you know what these subnets do. Okay, fine. Subnet 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, fine. So Tata has four subnets. So what four companies under the big Tata company. So this VPC is also the same thing. And the VPC under they had four subnets. Okay, we can create the number of subnets. Uh, there are some rules to create, and there are some numbers. How much and how much does it to create? I'll tell you about that also. Fine. So the first thing. So Tata has four companies. So in the same way, VPC has four subnets. So what the thing is, they will create a service with the subnets. Okay, we are creating subnets. We are creating the servers using the subnets. Okay, these are public or private. That is our wish. If you want to keep this servers in a public or a private, that is our wish. If you want to keep it as a private, we can keep, or else we can want to keep it in public, we can keep it. Okay, so first we create a subnets with the same names what we want, and after that we'll create a servers with this. Okay, and with the use with actually when we are going to EC2, we had some default VPCs, but why we are using our own VPCs? Because we want to maintain our own resources. Okay, we want to create our own VPCs. We know how to create a VPC, so that's why we are creating. So we don't use the default the things. Okay, we just want to know how to create a VPC and what does it does. Okay, fine. So this is a VPC. Okay, so this is a cluster. Fine, this is a cluster. These all are public subnets. Public subnets. Okay, fine. So what I'm going to do is, okay, this is a Tata subnet. For now, it's a subnet, but later on, it's going to be turned as a VPC. Private. What is this private? Okay. Uh, Fine. These four are the public, and this is a private. Okay, private data database. Okay, so the companies will showcase that if anyone want to see what is the cost of the Tata Motors car here, so you can go and search it in their website. Tata Motors, Tata Nexa. If you want to go to the www.tatamotors, you can go and search this. Those are all public subnets. Okay, you can easily access in the internet. Okay, fine. So these are all public. If you want to go to the Tata Steels, how what is the cost of the steel? You can go to the website and you can search it. The same as all these things. But the thing is, when you uh, uh, looking after this all are public, the company has some private things also. Okay, they want to store the data in the private subnets. Okay, this is a database subnet. So the yearly income, the monthly incomes, all the data would be stored here in the DB database subnet. So this is not public, this is a private subnet. So they store all the data in the private. Okay, here. Okay, this is not access to the public. They keep it in a secret way. They won't access this to anyone. So the remaining public, anyone can access by clicking the website DNS name. Okay, fine. This is all the cluster. Okay, this is all the cluster. I'll just create a servers with this so you can get a brief understanding what is this and what I'm doing. Okay, fine. Um, Okay, fine. This is all a cluster. Okay, we have a VPC and we had created a in subnets and all. But if you are going to look about this is an office of Tata office, but we have systems inside the office and we had named them Steel, Salt, Motors, and TCS. But we don't have internet, right? This is an Tata office, but we don't have an internet. So we have systems, empty systems here. So that's why we are giving an internet to this. So we had created an internet connection to this. Okay, VPC. To our office, we had provided an internet connection. This we call it as here IGW, Internet Gateway. Okay, this is called an internet gateway. For our house, we are using an internet line, right? So in the same way, the VPC, when we create the VPC, it doesn't have any internet connection or anything. We need to create an IGW, it means internet gateway. And after creating the internet gateway, we need to attach this internet gateway to the VPC. So then only it is visible to the public or private. So that's why if we want to publish our any website here, so the public need to access this, right? So that's why we need to give an internet gateway to the subnets or a VPC. So anyone who is typing anything in the Google, so they can access this data what you have kept here. So this is the thing. Okay, fine. So this is all the public things. Okay, fine. So okay, if anyone want to access this data, so this will come to this and everyone can access this all websites if they type this all of the public things. Okay. There are two people, they want to access some Tata Motors, they can access to the internet, they'll go to the internet cafe, and or else they'll type it in mobile and they'll access this data. Okay, fine. Tata steals or salts or anything. Okay, fine. So this is a private. Okay, fine. So how can uh, a private get a internet? So how can a private get a data? This is alone, right? So there is a system with the database, but there is no connection to this. Fine. There is a system in the office, in the Tata office, with there is no connection for this, but this need to be get some database, right? So how many people are accessing Tata Motors, this should know. How many people are accessing Tata Steels or Salt, this should know. So that's why this should have also have to get some internet. So in these thing, we are using some different thing that is called as NAT. This is NAT. Okay, NAT means NAT gateway. Okay, when we're going to NAT means when it's an internet gateway, right? This is a NAT gateway. This is IGW. This is NATW. NATGW. Okay. So what does it does? Okay, fine. What does NATW do? Okay, NAT gives the data. NAT gives the internet to the pub. This private subnet. Okay, but it doesn't allow the outsider to come insider to check the database. Fine. So but it does the internet to the database. How does it does? Okay, fine. Actually, we know. So when we are giving a NAT connection to a database, we just first decide from which subnet we want to give the net connection. We want to give it from TCS, we want to give it from Motors, or else we want to give it from Salt. So okay, fine. I want to give a internet connection through Tata Motors. Okay, so fine. What does it does? Okay, internet gateway comes inside like this. Okay, and Tata Motors also is touching the internet, right? So it is all connected. So it get the connection from here, and the NAT is the middle mediator here, and it converts the net here to the private subnet. It's a database subnet. So what is this? Actually, when the internet is coming from the outside, it will get from okay. We just I just want to do it from the Tata Motors. If you want to do it from TCS, if you want to do it from Salt, if you want to do from Steels, you can do it. Okay, wherever if you want to do it, you can decide and you can give the connection from there itself to the database subnet. There is no particular thing like that. Okay, but we need to give from one public subnet, so it will get the internet, and the NAT is the mediator here, and it will get. So what is this? Okay, fine. I'll explain you. So what is the thing is, no outsider, this all data from the internet can come here. Okay, through touching here and like this. Okay, it will touch here and it will come here. Okay, so all the data is coming from there, but the outside data can't be reached to the public. Okay, the database, the database data, no one can access, the public can't access. Okay, anyone should access only from the internet, right? So they can access only the data from the these things, the public things. The private things, the private subnet data can't be accessed to the public. Okay, so no one can access this data public. So this is a database subnet. So the companies will keep their data here. They maintain this as a privacy thing. They store their data and they store the documents here. So this is the thing about the NAT and the private thing. Okay, I'll just create subnets and all. Just have a look. VPC. Okay, I'm in the AWS console now. I'm going to the VPC. I'll just create it fast. Just you have a look about this. Okay, fine. Uh, if you had any doubts, see this video 2 3 times, then you can get a clarity. I'm going to your VPCs. Okay, I had some already some subnets here. VPCs here. I'm creating here. Create a VPC. If you click on create a VPC and more, it will automatically create everything here. So now I'm just want to show you only VPC. So what is this? Okay, I'm just giving you a Tata VPC. Okay, you can give any name for what the name you want. You can give any name. Okay, what is the CIDR range? Okay, it's a big topic. People, I'll just explain you in the next video what is CIDR. I just my goal is to tell uh, what is VPC today. I have given 10.0.0.16. If you take the CIDR ranges like my ranges, you don't get any errors at anywhere. I'll just tell you what is this, why I'm taking 16 not 24. If I take 16, I'll get 65,000 IPs. If I take 24, I'll get less IPs. So when we are taking to the VPC, we need to take some good number. So I'm just taking 16. So that's the thing. I'll just explain you those things later. Okay, I'm just creating a VPC. My VPC is successfully created. Okay, fine. I'm just now going to subnets. I'm creating a subnet in which this I'm going to subnets. Okay, I'm just going here. It is asking from which VPC under which VPC under you want to create subnets. I just want to create under my Tata VPC. Okay, so this is Tata salt. He's asking preferred zone from which preferred zone you want to create. I just want to create from 1A. Fine. I'm giving CIDR range here. Here all I can add a new another subnet also. I'm creating subnet 2 here. I'm just adding here itself. This is Tata. I had given steel, right? This is Tata. This is Tata Motors. I want to create in 1C 10.0.2. Don't worry, I'll tell you what is the CIDR in this. Okay, I have created 2 subnets, and this is the third one. Third one, I just want to create a private subnet. Okay, this is TATA Tata DB. I think there is some noise here, but I can't avoid this noise right now. I find a good time right now. So 10.0.3.0/24. Okay, fine. Now what I have done is this, you can create this one by one, but I had created Three at a time. Okay, fine. I have went to the subnets. Okay, subnet settings. I had created three subnets here. Okay, first one Tata Salts. I given 10.0.1.0/24. Next one is second one is Tata Motors. Uh, we had talked before. These all are public. Two I had created two public and one private. Okay, so how can I tell this is a private? Tata DB is a private. I'll tell you guys why I'm calling this as a private. Tata DB, two public and two one private. Okay, I'm just creating. Okay, we successfully created three subnets. Fine. Yeah, these three are ours. Okay, fine. So I told you before. I told you before, right? What I told you. We had created a complete cluster, but we need to give internet to this, right? Internet. We need to pass internet to this. So now we are creating an internet gateway. Here the fourth option is the internet gateway. Now I'm going here. I'm just creating internet gateway. I'm giving a name. It's Tata IGW. Okay, fine. Nothing else. Just create here. Okay, IGW. I'm just clicking on this. Going to the dashboard actions. I'm going to attach VPC. So we had created a gateway, but we are not attached to the VPC, right? So attach. So here it will show you our Tata VPC is lonely. It is just empty. No internet connection is connected to it. When I'm going to search here, it's showing that here there is a VPC without connecting any internet. So I'm selecting my. So attach internet gateway. So now our VPC is getting internet. Fine. Our VPC is getting the internet, but not our subnets. Okay, fine. We had a VPC, three subnets. In those three, two are public and one is private. So fine. So what's next? Okay, fine. This is the third one, the routing table. Everyone need to see this carefully. This is the little confusing thing, but I think you can easily learn this. Okay, fine. So I'll tell you clearly. I'll just tell you, follow the steps. I'm just going to my Tata VPC and I'm selecting copying my Tata VPC ID. Why I'm copying is just copy this Tata VPC ID. I'm going to the routing table again. You need to copy your VPC ID. Go back to your VPC and copy your VPC ID and control B. So control V and your VPC. So defaultly you will be created and routing table here. When you create a VPC and subnets, you'll be defaultly getting a routing table. Okay, this VPC defaultly create a routing table here. Okay, I'm keeping it's a Tata routes. Okay, fine. It's a Tata routes. And defaultly there would be a routing table. So I had created a just kept a name there. I just copied. So now I'm going to here down. It's there is a option called subnet associations. Okay, fine. I'm going to edit subnet associations. I'm going a little bit fast, right? So the thing is, my goal is to complete this in 40 minutes. So that's why I'm going fast. So here, the thing is, now I clicked on routing tables and edit subnet subnet associations. So what is our goal? We need to keep Tata Motors and Tata Steels in public, right? So I'm keeping this public. I had saved it. Okay, fine. So I'm going again to the routes. I'm going to edit route table, add routes. Why I'm giving this? I'll tell you. I had given all zeros. Why? Because if we give a particular number, it will go to the that particular number. So I'm giving zeros. I'm giving here the target is IGW, Internet Gateway, Tata Internet Gateway. It given here, and now I'm just clicking on create, save. I'm just saving that. Okay. Now what we have done is, I'm just telling you again, we had taken two subnets in the routing table. We had taken two subnets. We had kept them. We had selected them, and we had kept them in the public. Now we had created the thing here, right? Now what we have done, edit. What I done is I had selected these two and kept in a public. How I kept? I had selected these two and I had saved. After saving that, I went to routes, edit, and after that I had given all the destination zeros, and after that I had selected internet gateway here. Catch my point? Internet gateway. I had given internet gateway. Internet gateway means I had given all these services to internet gateway here. The traffic. Okay, directly. These two. Here four I had taken two only here, okay. Taken only two and given to the connection to the internet gateway. So what is this private? How? Okay, I told you there is an NAT in between, so we need to create an NAT now. So this is done. Fine. So we had given internet gateway, selected those two and given traffic and given internet gateway. So anyone can access this. So now I'm coming to the NAT. Okay, I'm in NAT, right? Create a NAT. So we need to give a name to the NAT. Tata. Why I'm giving Tata is I love Tata a lot. So I'm choosing Tata. So here it is asking from which gateway you want to, from which subnet you want to pass your database connection. So I had given you a diagram here. So I had chosen Tata Motors. From here I need to push. You can use Tata Steels also. Anything. If you want to do from anywhere, you can do it. So we can choose. We shouldn't choose only public, not the private one here. Okay. If you here create a private here, that would be a big mistake here. So I'm choosing Tata Salt for a different thing. Okay. Fine. Here, allocate an elastic IP. Allocate an elastic IP. Why it is asking to allocate an elastic IP? I'll tell you. I'll just tell you here. I need to tell you this right now because we'll start the instance. Okay, fine. Oh, my instance is getting not getting started. Okay, I'll tell you here. Okay, fine. This is a private IP, right? This is a private IP. Here there is a public IP. If you have looked about this EC2 before, I think you all guys know about this EC2 before. If you are seeing my this VPC videos, you would have some knowledge about this EC2 and instance and all. So here there is a public IP, right? There's a private IP. Then the same way here there would be a public IP. So in this place, when we stop or when we start this instance, when we stop or when we restart or when we reboot the instance, it will this public IP would be changes. If you stop and start the instance, this IP will be changing and changing. Okay, it will be it is not constant. We have no guarantee if we stop it and if we switch on it again, the IP would be a change. So if this private is constant but the public is not constant, so if we restart or if we stop or start, it will be changing. So in that thing, the main reason why we are taking the elastic is, if we are taking NAT, the Tata Motors and private DB subnet should have the common uh, conversation and common line of contact. So if the IP would changing the stopping and start means if this IP with changing means there will be a big problem. There will be a big problem to communicate to each other. So in this part, we had taken a big thing. It is asking us to allocate an elastic IP. We are allocating. Okay. What is this use of this elastic IP is it will never change. Okay. If you stop or if you restart, if you stop and start, it will never change. It is constant. Elastic means, you know, the rubber, right? It's an elasticity. So it will never change. It will be gum on, it will stick on here only. So that's why it is asking us to allocate it. So we had allocated. So the communication will never have a disturbance to the both the public and the private in the between the NAT. So the conversation would be, the data would be passing clearly. There would be no network issues for the both them. So we had created a NAT also with the Tata SAT. Okay. Now I'm going to the routing table. So the thing is, here we had a route table by the default. When we create a VPC, we have got default. So we had kept two public here. So we can't keep our private here. So we want to create a route table here. Create a route. Tata DB. Select your VPC. VPC. Create a route. I'm going back to the route. Have you understood? This route is a public two subnets we're having in this. Okay, we had created one here because we want to keep it one as a private. So we had created one for extra. So go to the subnet associations, edit subnet association. Okay, if you want, if we had 4 or 5 private subnets, we can click here. We should select those 4 subnets and we need to keep them. So now we want to keep this Tata DB as a private. Only we had single. If we had 4 or 5, we need to click all those. Okay. We had one to keep this as a private. Okay. The company is storing the data in the subnet. Okay. We had selected there. After selecting there, you'll get a little confusion here, but if you practice this, you will get a good knowledge about this. Go to routes. First, I went to subnet association, guys, and I selected one. And after that, I went to routes and I went to edit. Now I'm adding edit, add route. Just clicking here. You can give a specific IP here, but I'm not giving the specific IP. Just this is for a practice demo, so that's why I'm giving zeros here. If you give a specific IP there, then it will be connected to then on there itself. Okay. In the real time, we don't use these zeros. Okay. We'll give a particular IP what we have, CIDR range. So now we are choosing NAT because this is a private. We had created a NAT already. Okay. If we give here the internet gateway, it will become a private. It will become public. If we give NAT here, it will become private. Okay, this is the key point. Okay, if we give here the internet gateway, it will become public. If we give NAT, it will become private. How? This is how we decide this as a private or public. Okay, we had created it successfully. Okay, our VPC cluster is ready now. So if I show you creating the instance, how we can create all these things, then you can get a good understanding about these things. Okay, what we have done is we had created a VPC first, and we had created two public and one private subnet, and we had given internet gateway to that. And after that, we have went to the routing table, and we have added these two in the public. And after that, we have given the access through the internet. And after that, we went to the private routing table again, and we have given this private, selected the private, and we have selected the access to the NAT. That is the thing we have done. Okay. Actually, if you want to learn anything more about this, you can contact me to this number. My name is Anil. This is my WhatsApp number. Okay. You can only contact me through the WhatsApp, or else you can make a call in the WhatsApp call. Okay. This is my WhatsApp number. So I had a normal number where you can call me 8921971565. Okay. This for calls. Uh, I had some good knowledge about AWS and DevOps. So if anyone want to take a course, uh, I'll be teaching you. Fine. AWS and DevOps. Fine. Thank you so much. If I could create some servers with this subnets means that would be a great thing. The actual problem is I could think not able to launch the servers here. I'll try to launch it for a minute. You know what I had taken? I went to EC2 instance and just choose and create an instance, choosing a key pair. I think you all know about these things. In the network settings, we are going to give our things here. We are not using the default one. We are using the Tata Motors, not Tata Motors. Now I have given Tata Salt to it. So I'm giving the Tata Salt here. This is a private one. So I had not tell you something. Okay, we need to enable some things inside. Also, I'll tell you about those things. I'm launching a server. Actually, VPC takes a lot of time to launch. There is a problem with my account, uh, locked and not recognized and valid account. Please contact. My account is blocked, so that's why I couldn't launch an instance. I need to check with support team once. So that's why. So if you got the point, right? Now, why I'm using this one, the subnets and all. In the network settings, in the network place, if we choose, I'll just go through my account and I'll just, okay, in the network settings, if we go to the edit, if we choose our VPC, Tata VPC, we'll get our subnets here itself, okay, the DB one. If we go for the DB one, we don't get any, we can't connect this from the putty. Why? Because we had given a NAT, but the remaining two subnets we can access through the internet. Okay, we'll get a public IP. To the DB also we'll get a public IP, but we cannot access. If we'll when you log into the putty, we cannot connect. But with these two, you can connect. Okay, with these two you can connect. If you take these two, if you launch a server, if you're, I hope your account is normal. This show here, enable this public IP, enable, and get a public IP enable, and this you just launch a server, then you'll be having. Try this with the three subnets. Try motors and salt and DB. With the public subnets too you can access, but the DB subnet you cannot access from the putty itself. Okay, try it and just comment. Thank you.